Tour of Guangxi, stage 2 set to get underway from Beihai, heading to Qinzhou, and 124 World Tour riders set to sign on, representing 18 teams, and looking forward to a 145 kilometres stage, and is likely to be not terribly challenging in terms of terrain, but the weather forecast is not terribly good.
Today we work for our sprinter again, Pascal Ackermann, and hopefully we can get the win. It's going to be quite a short and fast stage again with the wind. Obviously Lotto was strong, but yeah, we try again our best today.
It's always hard to win, so we try it again, and every day is a new day. And today it's going to be a hard day, but a lot of wind. But we try it, and we'll see the results.
So the jersey wearers presented to the crowd in front of the bunch at the head of this stage as they get set to get underway. Max Valscheid is looking after the young riders' jersey on behalf of this man, the overall race leader in red, Dylan Groeneweg, and can he produce 2 from 2? Sylvain Dillier leads both points and mountains. It's the points jersey that the Swiss rider is wearing, and the mountains jersey is being looked after on his behalf by Peter Kenyuk. He's level on points at the top. No points on offer though for the climbing classification today. It's a flat ride for the riders as they set off from yesterday's stage finish town of Beihai on the coast on the South China Sea, and in the early stages into a tough headwind, while the riders showing no lack of ambition. The action is pretty hot and heavy right from the get-go. Everybody wants to try and see if they can make it into the early break of the day, and no exception is Jose Gonçalves of the Team Katusha Alpecin squad that leads the bunch in the early moments, but not quite able to establish that early move, and still the attacks keep firing off the front. Yusuf Mirza, well, he's full of beans, isn't he? He was up the road in yesterday's break and clearly wants to try and join the early move of the day once more. And the many times UAE national champion is the Asian road race champion as well. Looks like he's managed to make the move and get into this 5-rider group. Getting rid of the jackets in the early stages at any rate is Alex Dowsett, the man from Essex in England. The 5-rider group clear and going well up front. In the blue at the back here, Remy Cavagna of Team Quickstep, the 23-year-old Frenchman. Dowsett in the red of Katusha, and up front, sitting in the Bahrain Merida colours in the red with the blue stripes, that is Feng Chengkai. And from the break, Andrei Grivko, another rider in the break yesterday, just hitting a little bit of a mechanical issue, having to get that wheel change. No problem there for the Ukrainian veteran rider. No panic from him. No panic in the bunch behind either, with much of the work being done by the BORA-hansgrohe squad. Peter Kenyuk in the middle of their lineup. And this is Feng Chengkai from Chinese Taipei, 29 years of age, national time trial champion back in 2015. And Alex Dowsett's another great time trial rider, as indeed is Grivko. Dowsett has won a stage of the Giro d'Italia in the past in the time trial, and Grivko is of course the national champion in the time trial from Ukraine. To a great second place finish in the Baloise Belgium Tour stage as well in the time trial, as they approach the first sprint of the day. Sprint points and sprint more particularly bonus seconds on offer. The first sprint going to Remy Cavagna of Team Quickstep. Some useful bonus seconds. Perhaps he's thinking of trying to gain some bonus seconds towards an attempt at the overall later in the week when it comes to the mountains on stage 4. Feng Chengkai from Bahrain Team Merida riding in front of his fellow Asian rider, 2 Asians in the break. Yusuf Mirza of UAE in the white colours. Weather conditions have been absolutely treacherous today for the riders. The rains have really come in and flooded these roads, but still they persevere. They're made of strong stuff, albeit there has been one high-profile non-finisher. That's Richie Porte of Team BMC, bringing down the curtain on his involvement with that team as he retires on stage 2 of the Tour of Guangxi. Persevering and still pushing on. Well, we've got Mirza up front. Back in the bunch, David Lopez, the veteran Spaniard, is just trying to flex his hands to try and stay as warm as possible. As on the front, the Team Lotto NL Jumbo squad continuing to keep this breakaway group on a relatively short leash. They're not giving them too much rope, but still, well, Alex Dowsett is putting his shoulder to the wheel. all hands to the pump on this one. They want to try and hoodwink the bunch and try and hold them off, and they've got decent firepower up front. Grivko just peels off, the 35-year-old from the Ukraine. Is obviously on a pretty good day. Pretty good second day in a row in the breakaway group for Grivko. Behind in the main peloton, while they're being just drenched by the spray being kicked up from the wheels, not to mention the torrential rain that's falling from the heavens. Driving wind as well is making this a challenging day, to say the least, and extremely challenging indeed for Jonathan Narvaez of Team Quickstep. He's got a teammate in the break, but that's of little concern to him right now, as Narvaez has clearly fallen foul. Come a cropper. He's working his way back to the bunch after a natural break, and we understand that may well have been in collision with a vehicle, but Jonathan Narvaez, unfortunately, is another retirement from the Tour of Guangxi. Mirza gets the fluids in. Even on a wet day, dehydration can be an issue, especially in the relatively intense temperatures. As we come to the second sprint of the day, as we arrive at the finish line for two finishing circuits at just over 18 kilometers, and this one is hotly contested, to say the least, and Remy Cavagna wants this one again. He's managed to hoover up another 3 bonus seconds ahead of Andrei Grivko. Alex Dowsett has to be satisfied with third on this occasion. Come to the next and final sprint as the take the bell. One more lap, just over 18 kilometers remaining. And it's Dowsett that's clear of the rest by a narrow margin, but it's been a very successful day in the break for Remy Cavagna, second over the line. And Alex Dowsett has cried enough. It's been a great day in the break for him. Also, Feng Chung Kai is at the back at this moment, and Yusuf Mirza is also going to be hoovered up, and indeed they're all back together as they come into the finish and charging towards the line. Pascal Ackermann looks like he's going to get up. He's fighting for the win with Fabio Jakobsen, but it's Pascal Ackermann, the German national road race champion, that gets his arms in the air by the narrowest margin from Fabio Jakobsen, and Dylan Groenewegen in red, the overall race leader, is vanquished on this occasion, because Pascal Ackermann, the 24-year-old German, has taken a wonderful success. Textbook job from the BORA-hansgrohe squad. They've propelled their breakout star to his 8th victory of the season. Indeed, that's his 4th World Tour success of 2018, and Pascal Ackermann really is making a name for himself. It's a very, very strong quality sprint field, and Pascal Ackermann gets the victory ahead of Fabio Jakobsen and Dylan Groenewegen. The Dutch duo vanquished on this occasion. The arms spread wide from the German national road race champion as he celebrates, but Dylan Groenewegen can celebrate too. It's another day in red as the overall race leader, and he too will now take over the lead of the points competition as well. Sylvain Dillier hangs on to his climbing classification lead, no climbs today, and Groenewegen is still the leader of the young rider competition. Stage 3 tomorrow is 125 kilometers on a flat circuit.